AfterBuzzers, welcome back for another exciting week of The Voice right here on AfterBuzz TV. Now, this week, everybody wants to know what's it gonna be. All that and more, The Voice.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
That is the question of the day. Who's it going to be? Hey guys, it's Miss Candy Marie, and I'm so excited because today we have a very exciting show for you. Unfortunately, our lead host Chance could not be here with us today, so I'll be filling in. But we do have Miss Monique in the building. How you doing, girl?
Hi, everybody. You know what? It's so funny. This video I would always remember this video. I stayed up and I actually watched the premiere of it.
Ooh.
And I think it was on BET, like Groove something.
That sounds about right.
I was young, but I still was excited about this.
Vogue
So, yeah.
did their thing back in the day.
Yeah.
They were so powerful.
Yeah, I think this is actually my introduction to En Vogue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I believe that. This song was just so powerful. It did so much for the culture.
Right.
It did so much for the culture. And speaking of the culture, the singers that our judges chose.
Right.
They brought it. They're doing so much for the culture. They're doing so much for the show.
They
now,
are.
What did you think about the battle round? Now, we're starting out with Alicia.
Yes.
So Alicia and her advisor was Shawn Mendes.
He has the most beautiful voice ever. I love his song Mercy. And they actually started out with that, and I absolutely love that song.
Yes, and Jemai and Sharon, they battled it out. So what did you think?
I liked what they did. I did choose Sharon, and Alicia ended up choosing Sharon too. She was my favorite just because she had that soul tone. And Jemai is good, but he had that vibrato. He had a lot of that vibrato.
Yeah.
Like, what's his name? Jolette Smollett.
Jesse Smollett.
Jesse Smollett. That's his name. Sorry, guys. Jesse Smollett. That's his name. He has that kind of vibrato. A lot of that vibrato, and it's not my favorite thing.
Okay, so you feel like Sharon was definitely the right choice.
Yeah, Sharon was definitely the right choice. I tried to pick before the judges picked, so I had her down as who I would have went with in this. But it was good. It was a good performance. And
as y'all know, Monique is our The Voice expert. She is our veteran on the panel. She's been watching just about every season of The Voice. So it's always good to hear what you have to say.
Right. So I get really excited about the battles. It's fun.
Now, speaking of battles, Kelly. I love Kelly. I love her team. I love her commentary. I love everything that she brings to the table. And they had a superstar as their advisor, Haley Stanfield.
They did. I love Haley Stanfield.
Love Haley.
Not only is she a singer, she's also an Oscar-nominated actor.
So she knows what she's doing and what she's talking about.
Right.
Now, Brynn versus Dylan. What did you think about that matchup?
I actually loved it. They did a twist to Taylor Swift's Ready For It. Okay, and I'll probably get dragged, but I don't care. I have never listened to Taylor Swift in my life. And
what? This is Taylor Swift. This is America's sweetheart. Are you kidding me?
No.
I was gonna say, are you killing me? But you're killing all of us by saying that.
No, I have never really listened to Taylor Swift. But I love this song that she did, and they actually put a twist on it. So I loved how they did the twist. I think Dylan had a lot of fun with it. I think Brynn was my pick, but Dylan was so much fun, and I love that they put that country twist on it. Kelly really did that one. Yeah, so she chose Brynn, and then Blake stole Dylan.
Yes. What did you do? What did you feel like? Do you think he's going to be a good addition to Blake's team?
I think he's going to be different for Blake's team. I like that Blake is now trying to go for more different on his team, like the soulful singer that we had, Kyla, and I think he's trying to mix it up a little bit so he can see if he can win with someone else besides country.
Yes. Mm-hmm. To me, I think that's what makes the competition so exciting when we see some diversity on their team. You know, keep me guessing, keep me at the edge of my seat to see, like, you know, how they can shake things up. And I think that's the great part about the battle rounds is they get to shake it up a little bit. They get to put people against each other that, you know, we really want to see battle it out to see who can really take this home. But we also get to see if the judges are going to steal someone and give somebody the opportunity to really stay in this competition. So,
So I think they get like 2 steals. So it's, I don't know what to say. I liked Brynn. I think it was the best choice. And Shelly chose right.
Okay, well, it's cool because Dylan's not going anywhere. Now, speaking of Blake, his advisor was Tracy Atkins. Wow.
Trace
Atkins. Don't kill me, guys. Another superstar. And in this competition, we saw Jessie Lee versus Kyla. What did you think?
They did one last time. Let me tell you, Kyla. I got excited because Kyla did her thing. Let me tell you. She did her thing. When I tell you that woman has so much power in her voice, and she is going to blow us away when she stops doing all that background singing, because she has to hold it back. And even like they even mentioned it. Blake even mentioned it. He said she doesn't even know how to take compliments. She's looking down at the ground as we are complimenting her.
Yeah.
And I was like, she blew me away. Like, just everything was so smooth and pretty.
Can we just take a moment to just appreciate this performance?
It was beautiful.
Do you guys see that? Just power on the stage. Both ladies, I think, did a really good job.
Yeah, they did. And Jessie Lee, she did a good job, but I think it was going to be so difficult for anybody to kind of hang with Kyla in the beginning. So,
honestly, I was afraid. I was nervous. I was like, how is it possible that anybody can compete with this powerhouse?
Right. They had, and I put this down too. This was less of a performance and more of a singing battle. So they didn't do a lot. Like, they didn't do a lot of the performing. They didn't do a lot of the, going out to the crowd. They literally just kind of sung. And then they kind of switched each other, and that was it. But it was worth it because Kyla is, girl. When I tell you,
we're gonna see her. We're gonna see her. She's gonna stick around definitely in this competition.
If she doesn't, somebody needs to go ahead and sign her. Yeah.
Listen, there's so much talent this year. I'm excited to see what happens. Now, speaking of talent, Adam, his advisor was Julian Michaels.
I love her.
Another heavy hitter in the industry. And in this competition, we saw Rayshawn versus Tish, and they sang "Sweet Thing."
My favorite performance of both battles.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
They had everything. Like, they really they had fun with one another. They really, I don't know. I think they just really had a lot of fun with one another. And since they have fun with one another, both of them can sing. It was a really hard pick. Like, I couldn't choose. Like, I didn't make a pick because I was like, I couldn't choose that. Adam ended up going with Rayshawn, but Tish was just as good. Like, it was so... I don't know. It was like they both just had so much fun with it, and they did a performance and they sang, and it was great.
And
it was the best performance to me.
Fun, because I think that's something that for me, that's so important. If I can see you having a good time, it's gonna make me have a good time, and it's gonna draw me into your performance even more. So that energy is something that I want to see all of these performers pour more into. Have a good time, enjoy what you're doing. So that's really, really cool to see. Now Alicia. She had Shayna versus Christiana. Now, we all love Christiana. We saw Christiana do her thing. She remixed that Drake song, in the very, very first episode. Now, what did you think about this match-off?
Oh, I was so upset. I was kind of upset because I love
You were
Shayna.
upset?
Yes. I upset that they had to go against each other. Because they both have these indie voices. Like, they're very indie artists. And I love different voices like that, like Ellie Goulding, Halsey, just Sia, just those different voices.
Yeah.
And they both have those different voices. So that is a very hard pick, even though I'm a Christiana fan. And I knew that Alicia was going to go with her because she just had that rasp, and then she put a little bit of bass into it. But for the most part, like, I was really... I was really, and I didn't actually. They did use use something. Is it some? No, use somebody. So they did the song Use Somebody, and it's actually a little bit faster. I didn't really care for the slowdown of it. It was very slow.
Okay.
But I don't know.
What I will say is I think it's really good that we are starting to see these artists really just be themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and at a time where we need to see that the most, that's exactly what they're doing. And I love it. Alicia, I will say this. What I love about Alicia more than the other judges is she is really great at pairing these battles off. She's putting the right people together. And simply because you can sit here and say, like, man, like, I don't know who to choose.
Right.
I think that's what makes it all about, because we don't want to have two of the same or two of very similar, you know, voices or styles.
To battle.
Exactly, to battle. So I think it's really good the way that she pairs people up.
Yeah, she is... she's very like Anna Wintour. I watched the September issue, and one thing always stuck out to me. They said what's her strongest strength, and she said decisiveness.
Ooh.
So decisiveness means clarity, and I feel like Alicia is the same way. So she already comes in with a plan, like, this is how I want my team to be. So when she comes in with the plan and then she pairs the people up, she always still has a very diverse team. So when she's sending people home. So I think she has a strategy. Strategy's always good.
Now, let me ask you, if you were on The Voice, whose team would you rather be on?
That's hard. I definitely am not big in country. I like country, so it definitely probably wouldn't have been Blake. But I am a Maroon 5 fan. I'm a Kelly fan. And, of course, I'm a Alicia Keys fan.
Yes.
But, like, the new Maroon 5 album, I blast in my car every day, all day. And I just... I've always been a fan of them, and I've always been a fan of Kelly Clarkson ever since, you know, everybody watched the first American Idol.
We all did.
So
if you were old enough, you did. And if you weren't, then I would suggest that you go and you look it up and you
check it out. If you weren't, you know about it. At least
you heard. Somebody told you about it.
Yeah. Everybody knows the first.
Yeah.
Everybody always knows the first. So since she was the first, I love her on the show. She just brings all of this. Like, she brings all of this Southern hospitality, honey, and I have a new love for Kelly.
Oh, absolutely.
Have to say that.
Her personality is amazing. And speaking of Kelly, on her team, she had Jackie and DR King battle it out, which was
who would you pick?
Well, to be honest with you,
whose team? Because you're difficult sometimes.
You know what? You're right. I would go with Alicia. And I'm not to be stereotypical. I would go with Alicia simply because I remember what her first album did for me, what it did for my soul, and how it made me feel. But not only that, but just what she represents on this show. I feel like she really knows how to nurture and develop the people on her team. And for me, artist development is so very important. I think that Blake and Kelly and Adam do a great job, but I really feel like Alicia really touches them on the inside, and you see it just glowing from the outside. And to me, I would much rather, she's like a mama, you know, like she's like a mama that's going to nurture her baby and make sure that her baby doesn't step out looking crazy. So that's why I love Alicia. Not to be biased or anything, but I think that, I don't know, her style and what she does and what she brings to the show, if I were an artist, I would want to be under Alicia.
Yeah, I think they all just kind of bring their own flavor. Like
their own flavor.
Adam
yes.
will take you out of your comfort zone. He will definitely do that, especially if you're soul. Like, he knows how to do soul, but he definitely takes you out of your comfort zone. And Kelly she's like soulful inside, and she taps into soul, and she understands music and how how important the sound of it is. And, of course, we all know. I mean, Alicia's Alicia.
Alicia is Alicia. And it's not by chance that all of the heavy hitters, in my opinion, end up going to her team. You know, they choose Alicia for a reason. What she did for music, like, she left a dent in music. She really did. Like, brought something to the game. So
she did.
Yes. So we had a day one of the battles. Now we're stepping into day two. And we first see Amber versus Jorge on Team Kelly. Now, Again, we see Haley Stanfield. She left her imprint on them as well. But who did you think should have won that battle?
I picked Jorge.
Okay.
Because he's got, let me tell you, he has a really pretty voice. And the fact that he plays instruments, he's also can sing in Spanish, and he just has a pretty voice. And he still, you know, he kind of has a look about him already. He's more versatile. He can do more. And I felt like he has less development than Amber to be able to do way more.
I love that.
She, you know, he even took his own, like, he even took own reign. He was like, hey, let's throw a little Spanish in here before we even get to Kelly.
I agree.
So he's already a leader in this industry. You know, he was on The Voice Mexico and, you know, was in the top 4. So he's already got that under his belt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I think that those are some very, very good points. But I will say that, just looking at my notes, I put that Amber hit that high note. When she hit that high note, because at first I thought that she got lost. I felt like Jorge was definitely overpowering her, again, with the instrument, and then, you know, just with his voice. But when she hit that high note, she brought it back for me. She took it back. And even the fact that she learned Spanish, like Spanish is something that's comfortable for Jorge. You know, that's, you know, that's probably his first language, you know, being especially that, you know, he was a part of Voice Mexico. But the fact that this woman learned, look, I'm throwing my pen, can't even keep my pen in my hand. You know, the fact that she learned Spanish and she executed it so well. And then she came back and just her stage presence and her confidence, to me, that is what won it for me. So I was,
but I have to argue that one because it was like 4 words. I mean, you know 4 words. Like,
listen, it was not
momento,
4 words.
Hold on, uno momento por favor, everyone knows. So, I mean, he taught her a couple of words so that she didn't get thrown off too much, and it was just a few words.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm gonna say this. I think a part of me was also rooting for her because of her story. You know, her being adopted, and like I said last week, guys, you know, I have a very, very soft spot in my heart for her because of that. But you know, hey, hopefully somebody brings her back in the future. There is still a chance that can happen.
I actually felt like her performance was better than his. I just think that Jorge is more versatile.
And that,
but I
can't argue with that. He is definitely more versatile.
Yes.
And unfortunately, it really kills me to say this, but I do feel like we have seen other people like her before. You know, we've seen powerful voices like hers before. So unfortunately, if we're talking about versatility and somebody who can potentially create more of a name for themselves in the industry, then it hurts me to say this, but you're right.
Yes, and Kelly actually chose Jorge too. So
yes, but it broke her heart. It broke her heart.
Everybody is gonna break her heart because she's new. She's new. So it's hard for new judges because they have to let people go that they actually already attached themselves to.
Yes.
When they turned around and was like, "Oh my gosh, I love your sound." Like, I don't want to let you go. So the fact that you have to start letting the people that you actually chose go.
Unfortunately, now. Moving on, this next judge, he's actually been around for a while. Adam, this was a really, really, really good competition too between Davison and Reed. Now, that was a tough one for me. What did you think?
Really?
It was a tough one for me, absolutely.
I picked Davison because Davison tapped into that song. Now, I'm not a big, don't get me wrong, I love me some Rihanna, but I'm not a big ballad Rihanna fan. So Love on the Brain is a very emotional song.
Yeah. You have to have a connection to that song.
It's more of a connection than actually, and I felt Davison actually connected. So when Adam let him go, I was like, what? I think that was a huge,
I think a lot of people were surprised. But I will say this, I was torn. I was completely torn. But for this particular song, I will agree. I think that Reed's voice, he gave it a little more than Davison did.
Well, he had to. He didn't even know the song.
Exactly. He didn't have a choice. And I think that for me, that's kind of where it was. Davison, I think he murdered it. I think he killed it. But emotionally, I felt like Reed was a little more emotionally attached to the song than Davison was.
Really?
I do.
No.
Emotionally, not vocally. I think vocally, Davison smashed it, but emotionally, I think that Reed definitely gave it more.
I have to disagree. Everybody have to disagree. I'm so sorry.
Well, it sounded like the judges disagreed too.
Yeah,
the judges disagreed too. They were having a hard time with this as well.
Definitely, but I feel like something we can agree on is if you want to have fun, learn, grow in all areas of your life. For those who do, we have the podcast for you. Conversations with Maria Menounos podcast edition is hosted by our AfterBuzz TV founder and drops every Friday on iTunes. Conversations with Maria Menounos features celebrity and influencer interviews along with secrets, tips on how to be better in all aspects of your life. From health and wellness to career and relationships, finances, and more. Let our Maria be the big sister you never had. Just go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free. Yes, you heard right, free. Be sure to rate and comment. When you do, let Maria know it was us, The Voice, who got you there. Conversations with Maria Menounos podcast. Check it out.
Yes, check it out. I mean, if you guys haven't checked it out, you're definitely missing out because the podcast is insane. I think it's really, really good, and she always talks about really, really good topics.
And it's free. I mean,
and it's free. Who doesn't like free?
I know, right?
Just, easily download it, listen to it. Check it out, guys. Now, getting back to the competition. We love you, Maria. Now, Blake, we're going to kind of just shift through these really quickly. Blake chose Jaren. What did you think about that?
I don't know if I had many thoughts, but
I think that was a good choice. Okay. That competition, I agree. I think that was a good choice. Alicia,
it was what they did, like just skim through the clip.
It was
of
exactly,
it.
yeah. If you think about
that's
it,
how I felt about.
Great choice.
Yeah, that's how I felt about the next one.
Johnny Bliss.
Yes.
Great choice, Alicia.
Yeah.
No offense to the other competitors, but great choice. Kelly chose Jamila. No surprise there. But then Alicia, with Shawn Mendes as her advisor, she had a huge battle between Jordan versus Kelsey. Now, I had chills the entire time.
Really?
The entire time.
Oh.
Jordan, I'm just going to let you drink your what's that about? What's going on? Because I am ready to hear what she has to say. I had chills. I think that these two young girls are going to have extremely successful careers in this business. Their power, their confidence. Jordan, at just 17 years old, she has the stage presence and the power and the maturity of a veteran in the business. Jordan, come on, 17?
Right. I mean, I can't sing, so I couldn't sing at 17 like that either. But I don't know if I agree with the best performance. The best performance to me was Sweet Thing with Rashawn and Tisha. That was the best performance out of all the battles. But this
Kelsey,
battle.
But what about Kelsey and Jordan? What did you think about this one?
I thought Kelsey blew it out of the water.
Kelsey killed it. So do you think that Alicia made the right choice?
Even with a sore voice. With a sore voice.
Yeah. Now I was a little nervous because I felt like she started off a little shaky. But her tone,
she did,
her
but
raspiness, is just She is going to have a long, successful career in this business.
I can agree with this. She did start off shaky, but I had the most confidence in her because she's very confident. She's a very confident person, especially at her age. She's really confident. So I knew she was going to be like, listen, I have to bring it. I have to bring everything I have right now.
Yes.
And when she got that moment, she just picked it up. I loved her outfit. Of course, I always love her hair, the naturals.
Yes.
Naturals.
Yes, girl. We're representing with the naturals today.
Everything, she's real, and they said it during the blinds. She's really ready to be packaged up and pushed
She could
out.
win. She could win. Now
she has competition.
Oh,
she has some.
You know what? She has some competition.
She has some competition.
But she could potentially be one of the front runners of this competition.
She could.
I know for me, when she sang that line, "I live in misery," I just died on the floor. Like I fell out and I had to be revived. You had to bring me back.
This was weird because I thought you automatically was going to go for Kelsey because that's your girl.
I love her, but the thing is guys, is that I am fair. I know y'all don't agree with half of the stuff I say sometimes, but the one thing that I will always be is fair. It's gonna always come from a very real place. Honestly, I'm a little biased to a certain extent, but I'm always gonna give you the real. I'm gonna try and be unbiased as possible when it comes to singing.
Okay.
But when she hit that line, "I live in misery," she kind of brought it back because I was nervous because Jordan was like right there.
Really,
like,
you thought so?
Jordan was right there.
I wasn't feeling Jordy that much. Like, I thought she was good, but she wasn't wowing me in any way.
Really,
she didn't have me.
Her stage presence alone. For me, her stage presence alone. Like this
I thought it was good.
This girl is only 17, and I think that's the thing that keeps replaying.
But look at Brynn.
In my mind over and over.
Brynn is only 14.
You know what? And that is great. But right now, we talk about Jordan and Kelsey, and this battle again, another great pair from Alicia. Alicia does such an amazing job pairing up these people, and I mean, she really doesn't have a choice because she has a team full of superstars.
She does.
And anybody that she puts together, it's gonna be great. It's gonna blow us away because everyone on her team, they're all rock stars.
Did her first? Yeah, that's true. No, because she had Jemai, and I'm not a fan of Jemai, so.
Well, okay. Before we get to Jemai, as we all know, Alicia chose Kelsey.
Well, in that round, yeah, she chose Kelsey.
In that round. But Jordan ended up getting stolen by Adam.
Yeah, because Kelly and Adam turned around for her.
Now, are you surprised that Jordan chose Adam over Kelly?
I am. But when I thought about it, I'm not, because I feel like she does have that soulful tone, and you have to think about who are you more likely to go to their team and actually win. Mm-hmm. And I think because Adam has a little more diverse team, and he actually develops his people. So I would say at first they seem like okay. They seem kind of weak. Like even when we watch the performances, we're like okay. They get stronger towards the end, but if you want a chance,
yes,
you're gonna
And honestly, he needed Jordan on his team. He needed. Does he have any other powerhouses on his team? I think that she's gonna be a great addition.
I thought Rayshawn is good,
but Jordan. In my opinion, I think that Jordan is a much better singer than Rayshawn.
I like Rayshawn's voice.
Rayshawn's great. Yo, I don't know. By any means am I saying that. By no means am I saying that Rayshawn isn't great. I think that Jordan, honestly, literally took his team up a notch. That was a great for him to say.
Addition.
That was a great addition. And for him to say that Jordan was the one that should have won. I agree with her 100%. When she chose him over Kelly, I was like, great choice. Because this man clearly believes in you. And he is the veteran judge out of the four.
Yeah, that's true. But never underestimate the underdog. Because Alicia won last year. So
this is true. Listen, at this point, you just don't know. You just don't know. They've shaken things up with the battle round. Do you have any predictions for next week?
Well, we do have news on some of our guests.
Okay. Well, let's.
So. TV news. Hey, we got the little news lights. So I don't know if everybody watched, but you have to go watch it. Kelly Clarkson is about to drop her 8th album. And she has a great interview with Rolling Stone, but she dropped a new video. And the video is on her 8th new studio album called Meaning of Life. And the video is called I Don't Think About You.
Okay.
And it is so hard. Like, it literally shows, I think it's showing how she felt during all the process. Like, when she grows up, when she's a teenager, when she's going through a relationship, when she's in the studio, when she becomes a celebrity, and how she's like freeing herself and getting that freedom away from all of those pulls. It's a great video, and I'm so like, I think this is this is her high moment right now. She's on The Voice, she's a judge, and for her to continue with this speaking out that everybody's doing, from Beyonce to to Pink to whoever, and everybody else who's doing it, she's adding to that. And then also, it was Adam's birthday on March 18th.
Happy birthday, Adam.
He turned 39, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Adam.
Yes.
Wow, girl, I love it. Great news.
Right.
Great news, great news. So we have videos, we have birthdays. Anything else?
No, that's the wrap up for me.
Okay, all right, great.
That was like super important.
Well, thank you, Monique, for bringing the news this week. So we're going to get ready to wrap things up. Predictions.
Well, I don't know what to predict. All I know is that I love battle rounds.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I love it.
There go with the predictions. I love battle rounds, so I just like to see who they start eliminating.
Mm-hmm.
I would like they have like steals, so I want to see who's getting stolen from people, and see how the teams end up balancing out. So that's. I mean, battles are always exciting.
Battles are always exciting. Very surprising this week. I'm very surprised. We saw some really amazing people go home. We've seen some people get stolen. We've seen some people stay that should have stayed, and some people stayed that maybe shouldn't have stayed. So this was definitely a very exciting past 2 days. I'm hoping and I'm praying that my girl Amber gets picked up eventually
somewhere,
at some point during the season, and that she comes back.
But she background sings with Natalie Cole, right? Or she background sings with a few people.
Well, she used to sing with Natalie Cole.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
I'm pretty sure, yes, R.I.P. I'm pretty sure that someone else will pick her up.
Yeah. I mean, somebody will pick her up in the industry, but hopefully somebody brings her back on the show.
Yeah, because when they have if they have the bringbacks this year, I like to see that too. Who each person brings back. Yeah. Who they bring back and want on their team.
I mean, because that's cool because it's like they're not forgotten. They're not forgotten. And the fans, get the opportunity to see potentially one of their favorites that they didn't want to see come back as well.
Right.
So we are looking forward to that. Let's shout out our co-hosts that aren't here. Chance and Bryce, we miss you. We miss you. So you guys come back and, they'll be here with us potentially next week. So, that's it. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up. But, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in and joining us. Make sure you come back and see us again next week. I am Candi Marie, and you can find me on Instagram at Miss Candi Marie and on Twitter at Sweet Kendora TV.
And I'm Monique Loveless, and you can find me everywhere on all platforms at Miss Mo Loveless, and that's MS Mo Loveless. So go check me out.
Yes, guys. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you again next week. Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.